So I've had this SCX24 Power Wagon for a few months now. I've done a little bit of mods to it, but now it's time to dig into this thing and start a build. I've got a bunch of different options to it. We're gonna do some axles, some brass, we'll do some wheels and tires, servo upgrade, got a couple of shock options. We might just kitchen sink it here to see what I've got for motors, electronics, and all that stuff. But it's time to give some love to the Power Wagon. So let's kick this off. I'm gonna put it on the course and we're gonna run it as is to get a baseline run with it. And then I'll show you what I'm thinking for mods. We'll throw them on and we'll see how this thing does, and then we'll go hit the rocks too and have some fun with it. So let's go hit the course and kick this off. Now, one of the reasons why I haven't done much to this truck is because I really just like it in its current shape. You know, like it's got the scale looking tires on it. It's got that great looking hard body, the interior. Just a really nice looking and decent performing truck. Maybe not decent, as you'll see, but I just really like it. So what I've done is I've done a Torque Beast 50 sized motor in it. I did the DJ Crawler heavy 1-inch retro wheels, and that's it. I haven't done anything else to it, so just those two very minor upgrades. But I've got the itch to do something to it. It was actually Axel and I took our Power Wagons out the other day, and I just got the urge to finally do something to it. So we're gonna kick it off. Hung up on the bumper there. Oh, I remember running this on the course in stock form and it was atrocious. Not a very good performer out of the box, on the course at least. So it's doing a lot better now, even with just these very, very minor upgrades. I've seen a handful of these on social media modded out and they look fantastic. So I've got the itch to mimic some of those builds too. So heading into our first challenge line here. Those Proline Super Swamper tires do pretty good. We're doing all right on the escalator here. Oh, we're in trouble here. Oh god, I keep understeering off of their head. Try it one more time here. I don't have the slow crawl to get through there. Nope, I think we're toast. How about a descent? Oh, it took off too fast on that one. Not bad on the descent. Nice recovery. This is really a great looking truck. I think this is Axial's best looking SCX24, other than the Blue Gladiator, of course. But they did a really good job with this truck from an aesthetic standpoint. Oh, good cap. This thing has never made it up Hell's Gate. It's just too tippy in the back, too heavy in the back. One more time. So that one, I couldn't even get up the escalator on that one. I got up the escalator the other day with this when Axel and I were playing around, but we've got a baseline set here fairly low to build upon, which is not a bad thing. You know, the lower we start, the higher we can climb. Oh, wrap it up with a spin up the canyon here, and then I'll show you guys what I got for mods. Nice job there. Cool. All right, guys, so here's what I'm thinking for mods on this first pass here. So like I said on the course, I've got these nice retro 1-inch beadlock wheels from DJ Crawler. I also have these Endura beadlock wheels with the orange ring, which I really like. I got these specifically for the Power Wagon, but I'm torn. You're going to find in this video I'm torn on a lot of things. I'm going to be reaching out to you guys in the comments. Let me know what you think of the wheel choice, retro or the orange and black. I think I'm going to put the orange and black on here because I've had the retros on there for a little while, so we'll give it some spice here. Got these wrapped in the Little Guy Racing Parts black label tires. These are the big ones, the 64 millimeters. To clear those, I'm going to put some bigger shocks on here. I got the Next Racing. These are the long travel shocks that are for the AX24, but we're going to put these on the Power Wagon. I've also got some Hot Racing friction damp shocks that I was considering, but I like the oil damp shocks, so we're going to try these. If they lift it up too high, then we'll go with the friction damp, or we might just take the spring out of these and use the oil damping. We'll see. Got the EcoPower direct mount servo. I got this a while back and never even put it on a build yet, so I'm anxious to try it. So we're going to put that on there. Then the axle setup. So I got the black Little Guy Racing Parts Super 8 axles. Really excited to put these on here. The Midnight Edition axles. I've been dying to get my hands on these. Finally scored a set. Got a servo mount. I'm not going to need it though because I'm going to do the direct mount. Rear link riser. Got some brass knuckles to go on the front. This came in a kit with some hex extensions. Probably not going to use those. We'll see. Then I got the Little Guy Racing Parts brass diff cover for the front as well. Tell you where else I'm torn, guys, that I need some help on is the electronics and the powertrain on this thing. So like I said, I've got the Torque Beast in the 50 sized in here, running the stock ESC and receiver combo. It's working okay, but I know that these V3 electronics on the SCX24s, as soon as you start modifying these things, it just does not handle it. So I know I'm going to have to do some sort of electronics upgrade. I've got some options here. I was thinking I could either keep it brushed and put an MB100 on there, the Endura brushed ESC. This is a great budget-friendly option if you want to stay brushed but still upgrade your electronics, give you that nice smooth control. It's going to respond much better to upgrades. Plus you can run 3S on this. So this is a great option at around 22 bucks. I really, really like these. That's option number one if I want to stay brushed. I've got a variety of different motors in here that I could go with. I've got FuriTech Venom. I've got the OG Komodo with the Stellar transmission. And I've got the Mini Komodo with the Stellar transmission too. My FuriTech electronics, I've got the TU24 that I took out of another build I could put on here. So I'm leaning towards just going all out with this thing. Just like I said, kitchen sinking it, going full brushless build right from the get. Kind of leaning towards brushless here. I'm torn, guys. I'm torn. I think what I'm going to do first, I'm going to do some benchmark measurements with this thing. We'll get it on the corner scales. Granted, it's not stock, so they're going to be a little skewed if you're looking at this compared to a stock build. But I want to get our starting point, put it on the four corner scales, the setup table, all that good stuff. And then maybe while I'm doing that, I can make up my mind on the powertrain. First up, let's do the RTI. Let's try the flex on this thing. It's about 13.5 on the RTI. Let's try the side hill. It's 30, 35, starting to move. 40, starting to lift. Let's say 44 on the side hill. Now the vertical. 45, 50, 55, 60, just touch 60 on the vertical, not bad. Here we go, guys, pretty much stripped down to nothing already. All the stock parts off of there, getting ready to put the upgrades on now. I'm going to build out the axles first. We'll put those on. Still haven't made a decision on the motor yet. Hopefully it comes to me while I'm building the axles. And guys, check out the axles here. Pretty much all assembled. Got the servo on here. Love, love, love these Midnight Edition Super 8 axles. These things look so incredibly sharp. All right, guys, check out the Power Wagon. This thing came out awesome. I'm super stoked with the looks of this truck. Kept the black and orange wheels. Guys, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the wheel choice? I think this looks really good on the truck. Just gives it an overall super gnarly look. The wider track from the Super 8s on here. It's crazy what a little bit more of an aggressive stance, some gnarly tires, and just a little bit of tinkering can do to a truck. This thing went from mild to wild right here. Really digging it. Underneath the body, so you can see what I did to the chassis here. So I did a free mod, which is, what you can do is swap your ESC and your battery to get a little more weight bias to the front. So I put the battery up here on the ESC tray, flipped my skid plate around so I could run the mini Komodo. This is what I ended up running for a motor combo. Flipped the skid so I could run it rear facing and not have to trim and hack a whole lot of stuff. Did have to cut a little bit off of the battery tray. Still had plenty of room to put my TIGU-24 on here. So it retains a really nice, clean, almost factory look under the chassis. Everything fits really nice. For shocks, I ended up going with these Hot Racing. These are 48mm friction damped shocks. Took me a little bit to get this situated. This is where, an aftermarket chassis kit really shines because you have all those options for placements. I forgot how kind of tricky it is with the stock rails, but I think we got it done. So I put the rear mounted to the frame. Front are on the stock towers. I took the springs that come with the Hot Racing shocks, I cut them in half. So I've got a little bit of damping from the springs here, but not a whole lot. Just enough to kind of elevate the body enough so that I don't rub with these tires extremely bad. They're still rubbing, as you'll see, but it's manageable. The axles on here, I just love these Super 8 axles. They look so great on here. I'm obsessed with the Midnight Edition Super 8s. Really gnarly turning angle on this, although I won't be able to capitalize on it fully because I'm rubbing hard on the bumper. Might have to do some trimming or some aftermarket bumpers there. We'll see. But I love the axles. Great fit and finish. Ended up doing some heavier knuckles on here, so I did these Trial heavy brass knuckles, trying to bias the weight as much as I can because I did put this on the 4-corner scale earlier and the weight bias was pretty ugly. It was pretty heavily weighted in the rear, so I'm hoping we can solve that here. But overall, man, I am pumped with how this looks. Really glad I sunk my teeth into this build. So let's hit the setup table. We're going to go through our performance tests, see what type of gains we made, and then we'll hit the indoor course and go have some fun. Set up the RTI first. This thing has flex for days. It's fun doing the flex build again. This thing's going to max out the ramp. I just know it. We are right at the end. 22 on the RTI. We're at crazy crawl. We're up from about 13.5, I think it was before. So obviously enormous articulation out of this truck right now. Let's try out our side hill. Side hill before was pretty rough at 44. So let's see how this does. I'm not optimistic that we fixed it a whole lot because of the height of this thing. I'd say pretty much the same, 44 or 45. Next, let's try the vertical. We had a decent vertical at 60 prior. We'll see how this does now. 45, 50, 55, starting to lift. We lost ground on the vertical at just about 57. On the course with the upgraded Power Wagon, this thing looks amazing on here. Let's try it out. Still expecting some issues with kind of stability with that hard body up top and these long shocks. I think we're going to get a lot of lift. I didn't put any type of limiting strap on there. I probably should, and I probably will, but just eager to get this thing out on the course. Oh, it looks so good. That mini Komodo is doing great. A little jumpy. I feel like it's the Avatar. It's like almost like the resistance right there in the trigger, and then when I break through it, I get that lurch. Not impressed with the servo, guys. So it's got no power. It's quiet, I will say that. The There's that tippiness I was concerned about. But I was saying the servo's quiet, but it's got no power. Nice run up the canyon. Got those little guy racing parts tires gripping really well. Look at this thing. It looks so good. What a transformation visually. Going with the wider track and those big tires. Getting a little bit of hitching there on the descent. All right, let's head into our first challenge line. Oh, able to bump through the gatekeeper. I'm getting a lot of lift though. It's that front end. Look at that thing. Bring it back down to earth here. Holy cow. Monster truck all over the place. Still able to pin it down though. See if I could stick it here. Oh, plagued by understeer with this truck. Oh, again, I can't turn. Ooh, oh no! So where this truck's going to be a looker, not a performer. I can see that, which is fine. I got enough high-performance SCX24s. I just adore how this thing looks. So we'll find a balance somewhere, but... There we go. Just throttle through there. Nice job. Let's see how we do coming down the chute. So we've got about a 52-ish degree descent here at the top. It levels out a little bit more. There's that jumpiness. You see that? Oh, lifting hard. I think we're going to make it though. Nice. I'm going to creep it through there. I'm getting some binding in the front end as well there. It's probably not helping the servo, but yeah, like right there, I just don't have, I got no steering. It is against any resistance like that, it won't even turn. All right, we head into Hell's Gate now. We could not do Hell's Gate before. This stopped us in our tracks, so we'll try it here. Let those tires do their thing. Ooh, he's got no steering. Oh, if I can stick it, I think it's going to do it. Nice. That was a lengthy but successful first attempt. Look who we got. We got my little buddy here. One more time. I guess. One more time and then Halloween decorations. All right. Yes. One more time, then we'll do Halloween decorations. Pressure's on. Ah, see, I overshoot that every time. It pushes right off the side there. Yeah, I got wicked understeer with this thing. Just surprising. Usually the Black Label tires do really good on the course.
I never get understeer with my tires.
You don't? What's your secret?
Just the tires. The tires grip on so well.
There we go. That was better.
Just the grip.
All right. Well, I think we still got our work cut out for us performance-wise if we want to make this thing a real true performer, but boy, does it look good. Big improvement over how it was previously. This is going to be a fun truck. even if it's not a superstar performer. So I'm glad I took the time to get into this build, and it's going to be fun to tweak it a little bit further. I'm looking forward to getting it out on the rocks and trying it outside too. The last spin up the canyon, and then I'll wrap this up. Nice job. Out here in the backyard with the Power Wagon, how good does this truck look? I am just in love with the Power Wagon here. We were able to improve the weight distribution on this. We may have gone backwards a little bit in some of the other performance tests, but we did improve the weight distribution, getting over the 50% mark up front. Still got lots of work to do, but at least we went in the right direction there. But the fun factor, man, with this thing, look at it. I haven't done like a foolish flex build in a while, and I almost forgot how much fun it was. This is just great. This hard body looks so good. With those wheels and tires, man, I'm just digging the combo. The only thing that I am bummed out about with this build is the servo. Man, I had high hopes for this EcoPower servo, but it's just so weak. I love the concept of the direct mount, so I might have to just go to the torque version that I did the review on earlier in the year. I think that's probably the go-to here. While the Power Wagon's certainly a looker, I was hoping for a little bit more performance out of it. I think we can get there with some tuning, some more brass up front. Maybe I can lighten the rear. I have to think about how to do that. Probably take that cage off of there. But nonetheless, I think this is probably just going to be a fun build. I got plenty other high performance trucks. This can just be kind of a looker, which it certainly is. Oh, those Super 8 axles on there. Oh my gosh. Performance is good. It's definitely much improved over stock. It just has a further way to go, I feel. Running this on 2S, I could certainly bump up the power with the 3S on here too. Certainly capable of doing so with the FuryTech system. That mini Komodo is super smooth and linear. One of my favorite motors in here. I also went with the Endura yellow inserts in these tires. I feel like the inserts in these black labels are just too soft out of the package. So these yellow inserts from Endura are definitely my go-to combo for this. I like the yellow on the SCX24 and the green on 18 scale or heavier trucks. Just unloading in the back there. I bet with shorter shocks this thing would be dangerous. Still getting it done there though. Oh, just shot my drive shaft off. Alright guys, we're going to wrap this up soon. I think my time is limited. In my experience, once you pop a drive shaft off like that, they're never the same again. So we'll see how much longevity I got. But I'm going to call it quits while I'm ahead. Run it for probably a few more minutes, and then I'll wrap this up and catch up with you guys back at the bench. Alright guys, we aren't going to set any performance records with the Power Wagon, but boy is it a fun truck. And it's honestly really enjoyable to just go after something and make it fun and just enjoy the driving of the truck again. Sometimes I get too consumed with trying to get the perfect weight distribution, perfect chassis setup. It's nice just to have something that looks cool, is fun to drive, and puts a smile on your face, because that's what it's all about. Still got some work to do. I definitely got to improve the steering. Man, this Eco Power servo, I was really expecting more out of this servo, so I'm definitely going to have to upgrade my steering. Probably look at some aftermarket chassis, or probably go to my go-to kit, my Grizzly Works kit that has the multitude of shock placements. Then I can really get this thing situated the way I want. But overall, man, I'm digging this build. I'm going to go out and keep having fun with this thing, keep tinkering with it. I'll put the links in the description down below for all the parts that we used in this build. And guys, let me know your thoughts on the Power Wagon build. If you've got any tips for the Power Wagon, let me know in the comments down below. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.